up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be learning how to do a dipped backside Smith grind on a mini ramp. Now, before you start learning this trick, you just want to make sure you can backside 50-50 grind and the backside Smith stall. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to want to focus on with the backside Smith grind is your foot positioning. So with my front foot, I like to put it just under the front bolts at a 45-degree angle. And my back foot is like perfectly straight, about an inch behind the bolts. And my toe is like in the corner pocket of the tail. At first, it might feel more natural locking into it like this, with your board more inside of the ramp, kind of like a slash grind where you put your front wheels down. But yeah, when you learn how to do it standing on top of the coping like this, it's just much easier to do it consistently, and you're able to hold it for much longer. Okay, so probably the most important technique with this trick is how you lock in with your back truck. So normally when you're doing a stand-up grind like a 50-50, you lock in with your wheels, you know, your heel side wheels on the coping, and you kind of put the pressure on the heel, and it's easy to stand up. But with a backside Smith grind, you're going to lock in with the opposite wheels and get the whole truck on the coping. Now, some of you guys might do 50-50s this way, in which case it'll help you with the backside Smith. And for those of you who do it like this on the heel side, you might want to just practice trying to lock in like that. It might feel more safe and help you build the technique of locking in with the whole truck on the coping. Okay, so once you're able to lock in with your whole truck on the coping, the next thing I like to focus on is doing it like a manual, right? Because one of the main problems people have is they get stuck when they lock into the Smith grind at first, and you get in, fall forward. So to prevent that from happening, you just lean back like a manual, all your weight over the tail, and that's when you just point your front toes down, and that's what locks the board into place. So you almost have no weight on the front, just kind of holding it in place with your toes, leaning back, right? And that kind of prevents any resistance from your wheels rubbing on the ramp. And a lot of the times when I'm doing this, I'll slip back and just shoot the board out forward because I'm leaning back so much. Something to keep in mind is when you're leaning back and pressing on the tail, you might think your foot needs to be like in the center of the board, or, you know, flat-footed like for normal Smith grind on a ledge or something like that. But I'm actually pressing on my toe when I'm leaning back, right, on the tail in this little pocket. And I never do that like on a ledge or anywhere else, but here for some reason, I guess it's because you're leaning into the ramp and just kind of like, yeah, the way your weight shifted, I don't know, that's just how it works. So I've watched other people do it and they have their foot in the same exact spot. So just try to pay attention to that and see if it works for you. Now, it might feel pretty hard to lock in like this at first because you're going to be on your back toes and your front toes at the same time. So, you know, just give it some time, right? You're training your body to do a completely different motion that's unnatural. So just keep doing it over and over, try to burn it into your memory. And if you keep slipping into a backside lip slide, like just missing that wheel, don't get discouraged. That's kind of how you know you're doing it the right way. Like that's the exact positioning you need to be for a good backside Smith grind. All right guys, so for coming back in, I like to grind as long as I can until I start to feel a little bit of resistance. Then once I do, I embrace it, kind of just lean forward with it. And once you put your weight on your front truck, your back truck is just gonna roll off into the ramp. The only way it's not is if maybe you wait too long and it overturns and hangs up on the coping, but for the most part, if you stick it, you know, full confidence, you're gonna roll away. So the three main things to remember are to lock in with your whole truck on the coping, lean back like you're doing a manual, and lock in standing on both your toes, both feet. And you do that, you should be good to go. And once you get that trick down, you could try to learn some variations.